In the day's other headlines, former President Trump's legal team asked a judge in New York to end his civil fraud trial immediately. Defense lawyers argued that prosecutors failed to prove that Mr. Trump, family members, and his company deceived banks and insurers with inflated financial statements. The judge did not immediately rule, but he indicated the defense will start its case on Monday. The man accused of attacking former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband went on trial today with opening statements in San Francisco. David DePape faces federal charges of assaulting Paul Pelosi with a hammer after breaking into the family's house last year. He also allegedly tried to kidnap the speaker, but she wasn't home at the time. Close calls at the nation's airports were front and center at a Senate hearing today. One animation showed a cargo plane coming in for a landing just 100 feet over a passenger plane that was taking off last February in Austin, Texas. The nation's top safety investigator called it a clear warning sign that increased air traffic and staffing shortages are taking a toll.
Air traffic controllers are being required to do mandatory overtime. And what happens with mandatory overtime? It ends up leading to fatigue and distraction, which is exactly what we're seeing as part of these incident investigations.
The FAA plans meetings at 16 airports before the end of the year to focus on improving safety. More than 24 labor unions are calling for an industry-wide investigation of driverless cars. They wrote to the Transportation Department and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration today. The letter said driverless vehicles are, quote, unsafe and untenable in their current form. This industry is in dire need of federal regulation. Just yesterday, GM's Cruise unit recalled 950 driverless cars after a crash in California. FBI Director Christopher Wray says there is a potential conflict of interest in selecting a location for the Bureau's new headquarters. That's after the General Services Administration chose Greenbelt, Maryland. The Associated Press reports Wray sent an email today saying a GSA executive picked land owned by a former employer. The GSA insisted the process was strictly above board. In Pakistan, schools, stores, and parks in Lahore have started a 4-day closure as toxic smog stifles that city. Authorities say the heavy gray haze has made tens of thousands of people sick. The smog is largely due to farmers burning crop waste at the start of the winter wheat planting season. On Wall Street, stocks retreated as interest rates advanced on the bond market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 220 points to close below 33,892. The Nasdaq fell 129 points. The S&P 500 gave up 35. And Tracy Chapman's folk anthem, Fast Car, is a winner again 35 years after its release. It took Song of the Year last night at the Country Music Association Awards. The tune gained new popularity thanks to a chart-topping cover by Luke Combs. He called it one of the greatest songs of all time. Chapman is the first black woman ever to win a CMA award. Still to come on the NewsHour, the Screen Actors Guild agrees to a deal to end a strike that has crippled Hollywood. The top Hamas representative in Tehran discusses relations with Iran and the attack on Israel, and how the risks from climate change are disproportionately affecting people with disabilities.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.